'Cause something always changed, but I don't feel so different underneath it after all. And I still make mistakes.
Good morning, buenos dias everyone. Today I'm going to walk you through 5 unhealthy habits that I kick. Wait, that wasn't good. Hold on. Okay, I can't kick high. Anyways, 5 unhealthy habits that were not serving me in my life. It wasn't that they were horrible, but it just wasn't helping me live the best life that I could live. And so I was able to make these changes, not by taking them away, but by replacing them with other new healthy habits. So today I'm gonna share 5 of them with you. Here is numero 1. So habit number 1, and probably my worst offender, is nighttime eating. Ooh, I was a nighttime eater. I would do good all through the day. I would eat fairly healthy, you know, just eat good stuff. And then after I'd put the kids to bed, I would sit on the couch, watch Real Housewives of whichever one was on, and I would just stuff my face as my reward for my long day. Some people do this with wine, some people do this with chocolate. It was like my time, and it was a habit that I had every night. That was my thing. And usually it was like chips and salsa. That was like, because I really wasn't buying that like horrible stuff, like a tub of ice cream or stuff. But it was like whatever unhealthy thing I can get my hands on, that's what I wanted, you know? And it would either be chips and salsa is like one of my favorite things. But it would just be, oh, cereal. I would eat cereal, bowls of cereal. I'm gonna tell you how I overcame my habits, you know? So the first thing that I did to overcome nighttime eating was I started a new meal plan. And when I started that meal plan, all of a sudden I had to follow something, and that didn't require me eating at night. And I gotta tell you that for the first month, it was super hard. I went to bed hungry with my stomach growling. I would think of the food, but I stuck with it, and I made a commitment to stick to my meal plan. Another thing I stopped doing was watching the Real Housewives. I honestly haven't watched the Housewives in like 3 years, which I can't believe because I used to watch it all the time. And it was just that habit of like the show with the food. Like it was just this habit that I created. And after I stopped watching the show and, you know, just making better food choices, sticking to my plan, I actually kicked that. Number 2 is late bedtime. I used to go to bed like at 2 or 3 in the morning every single night. Now, this was probably a time when the kids weren't in school. I was up late editing YouTube videos. I was watching my show, and night times were kind of like me time. So I can't even believe it, but for like the first 4 years after we had kids, I wouldn't go to bed with James. He would go to bed earlier. I would kiss him goodnight and then go and do my own thing. Now that I know what I know about sleep and how important it is for our bodies, I know that it's important to get all that rest. And many times I was just surviving on like 5 hours of sleep, and I was okay. It's not like I walked around like, oh, like a zombie. I was okay. But now that what I know about sleep and how important it is for our bodies, they thrive on it. This is how, you know, it's just part of living a healthy lifestyle, is getting those 7-8 hours of sleep every single night. I'm just more conscious about it, and I'm doing it. The kids are finally out of our bed, and James and I actually spend our evenings together. So rather than having the night times be my time and about my shows and my thing, it's actually a time for James and I to get together. We have like a date night almost every night. We put the kids down, and it's our time. We're way more intimate. We spend way more time together, and I'm going to bed with him. Every single night I go to bed with my husband. And so again, I just think it has to do with the phase of life that we were in that time. But that habit was not helping me at all. It wasn't helping my relationship, because now what I see, now that I can compare what our relationship is like when I'm spending my evenings with him, it's like so much more better. So yeah, I kicked that habit, and now it's all about the hubby and all about getting my 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Number 3. You like that? I'm switching up my environment every time. Where's the next one gonna be? Who knows? I gotta find the spot. Anyways, guys, number 3 is starting over every Monday. This was an unhealthy habit that I did all the time. I gave up on myself way too soon. I would eat And what I mean by starting over, I mean like with my diet, with my eating. I would eat so good Monday, it was on. I would eat good. Tuesday was, then Wednesday was like, oh, I had somewhere to go. I would mess up and then be like, you know what, forget it. I'll just start over on Monday. And I did that all the time. It wasn't until I learned how to make this a lifestyle that I stopped that crazy, just insanity loop that I used to live, just constantly starting and stopping and starting over, stopping and starting over. And I did that every Monday. I remember thinking like, Monday, it's on. And now I realize what I do differently now is that I realize that it's not about once you mess up, okay, that's it, just throw in the towel. You mess up or you're not eating how you wanted to eat, and then boom, your next meal, not even the next day, your next meal you do better. And that was just something that I learned, and now I adopt it. There is no starting over on Monday because I just start over my next meal, that's it. And plus I allow myself to, you know, eat the things that I want, but I'm eating mostly good things. And so it's about really creating a better relationship with like food and learning how to make it a lifestyle. When you make it a lifestyle, you're not starting over every Monday. You're just starting over right away.
And I still make mistakes, but now I don't.
Hi, number 4. Unhealthy habit number 4 is bringing junk into the home. That was a habit that I kicked simply by not bringing it into the home. Now, a lot of people like to tell me like, oh, bread is my weakness. Guys, bread is my weakness too. If I brought bread into my house, I would eat the whole loaf. You put a loaf of French bread with some butter, I'll eat the whole thing. I learned that the decisions we make in the grocery store are going to determine the food choices that your family and you are gonna have. And if you bring the junk into the home, you're gonna eat it. So I decided to create the habit. It doesn't mean that I never ever bring anything into the home, but for the most part, I'm definitely not bringing those foods that are tempting to me. I'm just not buying them. If I had Krispy Kremes, I'd be eating them. It saves me every time. And every time I break this rule of buying junk and bringing it into the home, it calls my name. So I do much better when it's out of the home. I just create healthy grocery shopping habits. I don't bring the junk to the home. I leave it out. If I want to have something, I will go out and get it, but it's not gonna be in my house. Number 5, you know I had to bring you to my happy place, my little hammock. Unhealthy habit number 5 that I had was looking at working out as a chore, as a bore. It was just the way my mind was wired. I was just like, oh, do I have to? It just wasn't something that I enjoyed doing. I was always semi-active, but the idea of working out daily was not appealing to me at all. When I finally changed my mindset around and realized that working out is not, there's so many other benefits, just mental health, you feel your best, you're gonna start looking good, you're gonna feel better. Working out is now something that my body craves, and I do it because I know that I don't want to grow up and be a cripply old lady on medication and just feeling like crap all the time. I want to feel my best. And so working out, not making it a chore, and looking forward to it, doing it whether I want to do it or not, simply because I know it's what's best for my health, that is a habit that I was able to kick, and now it's 3 years in and it's part of my life. So guys, I want to hear from you. What are some unhealthy habits you've been able to kick? I know for some people it's like soda drinking, or you know, maybe like poor eating habits. These were behaviors that were not servicing me in my life, and I was able to change them and keep it off. So alright guys, I will see you later. Let me know if you like this video. Give it a thumbs up and leave a little comment. Show me some love. The more love you give it, the more people will see it. Goodbye!